I froze in the doorway, my keys still dangling from my hand, as Emily's voice floated from the bedroom like a dagger in the dark. "It is, Mark. What are we going to do?" Her words hit me like a sucker punch. The phone pressed to her ear, oblivious to my early return from the office. My heart slammed against my ribs, a mix of confusion and dread twisting in my gut. We'd been engaged for 8 months, planning a wedding in the spring, and now this? I backed away silently, slipping out before she could notice, my mind reeling. How could the woman I loved, the one who'd whispered promises of forever under starlit skies, be hiding something so shattering? That night, I pretended everything was normal. Emily greeted me with her usual smile, that dimple on her left cheek flashing as she kissed me lightly. "You're home early, Alex. Tough day with Mark." Mark, my business partner of 5 years, the guy who'd helped me build our tech startup from a garage dream into a thriving company. We'd shared beers, late nights coding, even vacations. He was like a brother, or so I thought. I forced a nod, watching her closely as she moved around the kitchen, her sundress hugging curves I'd traced 1,000 times. But something felt off. Her laugh was too bright, her eyes darting away when I mentioned work. "Yeah, the investor meeting ran short. How was your day?" She shrugged, staring past the source. "Oh, yoga class, errands. Nothing exciting." Her hand brushed her stomach absent-mindedly, a gesture I'd seen more lately. "Morning sickness." No, I told myself. It was nothing. Suspicion gnawed at me like a persistent itch. Over the next weeks, I pieced together fragments, each one a splinter in my soul. Emily started canceling our date nights, claiming fatigue from her graphic design freelance work. "I'm just wiped, babe." "Rain check," she'd say, curling up on the couch with her phone, screen angled away. I'd glimpse notifications popping up, Mark's name, quick text she deleted before I could see. Denial wrapped around me like a warm blanket. Maybe it was business stuff. After all, Mark often looped her in on branding ideas for the company. But then came the late-night calls. I'd wake to her whispering in the bathroom, door cracked just enough for murmurs to escape. "Not now," his hey. My chest tightened each time, anger simmering beneath the hurt. Was I paranoid, or was the life we'd built crumbling? One evening, I couldn't hold it in. We were at our favorite Italian spot, candles flickering between us, but the romance felt hollow. Emily picked at her salad, her engagement ring catching the light, the one I'd saved 6 months for, engraved with eternal us. I set down my fork, voice steady despite the storm inside. What's going on? You've been distant. Is there someone else?" Her eyes widened, fork clattering. "What? Alex, no. How could you think that?" Taze welled up, and she reached for my hand. "It's just stress. Wedding planning. Work. I love you." Her words soothed like balm, but the doubt lingered. That night, as she slept, I checked her phone, guilt twisting my insides. Password unchanged. Messages from Mark. "Miss you already. Can't wait for tomorrow." My world tilted. Tomorrow, she had a client meeting scheduled. The clues piled up, each one eroding the trust I'd placed in her like sandcastles against the tide. Emily's scent changed subtly, his cologne clinging to her clothes after errands. She'd come home flushed, eyes bright with a secret glow. I confronted Mark at the office, casual at first. "Hey, man, you and him been chatting a lot lately." He laughed it off, clapping my shoulder. "Just bouncing ideas for the new logo. She's a genius, bro." But his eyes shifted, avoiding mine. Heartbreak clawed at me during quiet moments, driving home, staring at our shared photos on the fridge. How'd I miss this? We'd met in college, bonded over late-night study sessions and dreams of the future. She was my anchor, the one who believed in me when investors laughed us out. Now, suspicion poisoned every memory. Denial cracked one rainy afternoon. I forgot my laptop and doubled back home early. Her car was there, and so was Mark's sleek BMW in the driveway. My pulse thundered as I crept inside, rain pattering like accusations. Voices from the living room. "Hayes, soft," his urgent. "We have to tell him, Em. This can't go on." I stepped into view, world narrowing to the scene. Emily on the couch, hand on her belly, Mark standing too close. Tell me what? My voice was a growl, raw with betrayal. They froze, faces paling. Emily stood, tears streaming. Alex, I didn't mean for this to happen. Mark backed away, mumbling apologies, but I ignored him, eyes locked on her. The confession spilled out in sobs, each word a hammer to my heart. It started months ago. A late night at the office. You were away on that trip. Mark was there, listening, making me feel seen. She clutched her stomach. I'm pregnant, Alex. It's his. The room spun. But why? We were happy. Anger surged, hot and blinding. He satisfies me, she whispered, voice breaking, in ways I didn't know I needed. You're always working, distant. He makes me laugh, feel alive. Denial shattered into fury. I paced, fists clenched, visions of our future dissolving. And me? Was I just a safety net? Mark tried to intervene. Dude, I'm sorry. It wasn't planned. I shoved him against the wall, the collapse of trust exploding in shouts. Get out, both of you. In the aftermath, silence enveloped our apartment like a shroud. Emily packed a bag, her apologies echoing hollowly. I never wanted to hurt you. But the damage was done. Heartbreak a constant ache, suspicion replaced by cold certainty. I threw myself into work, firing Mark in a board meeting that felt like severing a limb. Nights blurred into loneliness, replaying clues I'd ignored. Her glowing skin, the secretive smiles. Anger faded to sorrow, understanding her motivations even as they stung. She'd felt neglected, sought comfort in familiar arms. It didn't excuse it, but it humanized the pain. Months later, I stood alone at what would have been our wedding venue, waves crashing below. The ring was gone, sold for a fresh start. Closure came not in revenge, but in release, forgiving myself for trusting too deeply. Yet, as the sun dipped, I wondered, could love ever rebuild from such ruins? The question lingered, a quiet reflection on fragility, leaving me, and perhaps you, pondering the thin line between devotion and deception.